What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? So recently, there's been some audio updates from Raven Software that allows you to now finally hear the footsteps of your enemies so you can actually get those kills. So Raven Software a few days ago just released a minor update with some audio fixes for Warzone Season 1, and they specifically address issues with occlusion, enemy footsteps, ascender, and parachute audio. So let's get straight into it. Let's make it quick. I'll give you the exact settings that you need to set on your game to ensure that you have the tightest dynamic range and the best audio to hear audible footsteps. All right, so when you log into Warzone, go up to the gear menu here in settings, go down to audio, and this is where all your audio settings are. At the top for master game volume, I set it at 90. I've heard that setting at 100 creates some sort of distortion, which I've noticed, so I set it down to 90. That creates a lot of headroom for the audio and the soundtrack in the background. Under show more, set your gameplay music volume to 0, set the dialogue volume to 30, set the effects volume to 100, and the cinematic music volume to 0. Of course, if you do like some background music, this is personal preference. You can set this to whatever you want, but your effects volume is where your enemy footsteps are going to come through, so you make sure you set that to 100. Moving down to the audio device section, for your speakers, headphone, game sound device, set it to your default system device or a specific audio interface if you do have one. For mine, I do have the UAD Volt 1, which I use for my audio, so I'll set it to that. Then your speaker output, set it to stereo. Then enhanced headphone mode, turn that off. Down in global, for your audio mix, set it to sucker punch. This has the tightest dynamic range and ensures there's sound balancing so you can hear those footsteps crisp and clear in your headphones. Under your mono audio, set that to off. Mute game when minimized, I have that off. Mute licensed music, you can set that off or on. I set that on because I do stream on YouTube and sometimes there might be copyright issues with some of the soundtracks. Asymmetrical hearing compensation, turn that on. And then now the more important ones are down here. So reduce tinnitus sound, you can turn that off. And your hit marker preset, you can set that to default. Now, when you go to configure frequency intensity, it'll allow you to hear individual frequencies and you can adjust them, which is a great add-on that Warzone has. It allows you to set different ranges and different volumes for certain frequencies. So certain frequencies that footsteps are accentuated in, you can turn those up so you can hear those crisp and clear. And I'll give you those settings right now. When you go into configure frequency intensity, you'll see your left channel frequency and your right channel frequency. So for both of these, you're going to set them exactly the same. For 250, 500, and 1K. So for 250, you're going to set that to 40. For 500, you're going to set that to 40 as well. And then for 1, you're going to set that to 10. And then do the same thing for the right channel frequency. 40 for 250 hertz. 500 hertz, set that to 40. And then 1K hertz, set that to 10. And then click back. And then click back. And you're all done. Of course, adjust accordingly to your hearing. If there's something that you might want to change that suits you better, you're more than welcome to do so. And that's all. Take care.